Well, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And last time I was on here, I reviewed the Ghetto Boys, We Can't Be Stopped. And continuing on with the hip-hop theme is Movies for the Blind by Eminem. It's a funny fucking joke, but it's Cage. May as well be Eminem. I mean, the true fans know. And if you're a stan yourself, you'll probably not listen to a word of what I have to say. But I'm going to say it anyways, regardless. Movies for the Blind came out in 2002. Cage's first appearance was in 1992 on the Pete Nice and Daddy Rich album, Ashes to Ashes, Dust to Dust. He appeared on the track Rich Bring 'Em Back, which Eminem just flat out stole lyrics from. You can look the song up and you can check out Eminem's own rendition of the lyrics on his Infinite album.
You bitches getting hysterectomy me, disrespecting me.
Yeah, there's a reason he hasn't reissued it, and if you want it, you have to buy a bootleg. There's clearly a reason for that. But Movies for the Blind came out in 2002, and it is definitely some of that disgusting 2000s era hip-hop, shock value kind of shit. Eminem basically ripped Cage off. I don't care what anyone says, straight up, he just did. And that's the whole half of it. Now, Eminem was far more luckier in acquiring a record deal because of Mr. MD, who we know of. Cage was not so lucky. He had the Weatherman, and while he was an underground New York legend, his album didn't drop till way later. But Movies for the Blind, when it hit the scenes, I don't think it really made as big an impact as Cage probably would have wanted. I don't know how many it moved, but nonetheless, one of the best albums from 2002. And, I mean, this album is really as if, Eminem was good past 2000. That's this album, so fans can say what they must, but this album is a fucking classic, and you can trust that. But starting the album off with Morning Dips, Cage's pretty well a drug addict. He'll tell you if you've ever heard any of his songs. Pretty interesting way to start the album. A little pretentious, though, I won't lie to you. Escape to 88 is a really good track.
Welcome to a piece of brain tissue, my brain's lungs filled with octane like liquid that came from some silly set of tits selling illy. Really? By the jar, pump the car full of grape jelly.
It's got this rap rock energy about it. And there are some disses towards Eminem in there. And I believe he also references 9/11. So it's a great track. Down the Left-Hand Path is almost like an imitation of Dr. Dre's production. It sounds a lot like, a Dr. Dre produced Eminem song. I think that's what Cage was going for with this particular song. Nonetheless, banger. And Cage is no slouch on the pen either.
Granted, I got a cannon in my freaking mouth leaking, cause my crew put more dust in the air than housekeeping. If you sleeping, you getting woke the fuck up. Like your parents while you bump this and smoke the fuck up. With so much drama in the NYC.
Now, I think clearly, any reasonable hip-hop listener would tell you, yes, lyrically, Eminem is probably a better rapper, but Cage is the original. He may as well be Eminem. Teenage Death is definitely one of the least played for me. It is a really good one. It's odd, and the production has this clinky, clattery kind of beat that it almost sounds like something you'd hear at a club,
Occupy the same space, bet you can't fuck with it. I'm ready verse tasting like the most anticipated works of violence since Freddie verse Jason. The worth patience, a worth in greater market, so I can shoot up your chest like them little paper target.
Cage more so talking about the youth of America in this track, I believe. Too Much is one of the best songs on the album. It's one of Cage's all-time best songs that he's ever done. I mean, when you get done listening to it, you look like that. Like, that's how badass it really fucking is. The beat knocks and Cage's verses. And the chorus is pretty good. Choruses in rap songs are pretty hit or miss for me, but a lot of the choruses on here aren't too bad.
Blue collar, the corporate, bless the unfortunate. Like when I put my foot down, that bitch still aborted it. Stuck the canister under my jacket like the lucky one. So you can't leave with that. Bitch, just my fucking son.
you know? And you get the legendary In Stony fucking Lodge. In Stony Lodge, if you know what Stony Lodge is, it's a psych place, psych ward or hospital or some shit like that. I hope it's out of business. I hope no one's doing a stint in Stony Lodge anymore. But very abusive, it's well documented. Cage was in isolation there, and this track is just one of his all-time bests, no doubt. In Stony Lodge is a song Eminem wishes he could fucking write.
Jack the phone, calling my friends fake faggots. Kicking the nurse in her tits when they throw me a straight jacket. That's what you get, dumb bitch, now you crying pet. While I'm waiting for the drug to kick in like a dying vet.
And probably causes paranoia is just a little fucking interlude thing. It doesn't even really matter about that. It adds character to the album nonetheless. Among the Sleep comes later, but before that, it's the soundtrack to Kill Your Stepfather. The soundtrack is probably one of the most violent Cage songs that there is been. He has more than a few that would resemble that quota. But the soundtrack is a gritty, fucked up story of Cage killing his stepfather.
Like the curb and kick till it's heard.
You know, you can see where the similarities come in between the two MCs, I'm sure. Among the Sleep, not Among Us, Among the Sleep is one of Cage's best storytelling tracks. I always loved FedEx Disguised Meth Lab. That's such a good line.
And I ain't paying for the clips I'm spending when I shoot up the crowd like a heroin convention. Feds storm the building for the sick boy with balls. Made of steel, put shit through toilet stalls. See my teacher's dead through holes in the door. Unalerted the cops outside holding the floor.
And lyrically, it's really interesting. I believe he references the Columbine shooting in there. He talks about shooting up his school in the song. I mean, it's great. It's really good, you know. An artist couldn't release no shit like that nowadays. And included on his debut album, produced by Necro, shout out Necro, only the beats, was Agent Orange from 1997, I believe. This is the song that got Cage some props in the source.
I survived abortion, got mushed in that canister-shaped coffin till stolen from the garbage I was tossed in. It sticks, snatching cream like winks, blow shotguns through the sky, making ETI shit.
And as some of the Eminem fans out there know, this was probably where the beef between the two kicked up at the time. It was a little before that, but like I said, you can find the stolen lyrics out there, so just educate yourself. A Suicidal Failure. I believe this was the single, or one of the singles for the album. Really, really solid. It's definitely trying to appeal more to a commercial market. I did send this song to, I wouldn't call him a homeboy, but the boy, Danny Reyes. He was not a fan of the song, but to each their own. Suicidal Failure is definitely how we feel a lot of the time, so I can kind of relate to it. But definitely more of a punch in the commercial direction for Cage. I don't know if it stuck, but it made for a really good song.
So much PCP, I changed my name to Watermouth. Pumping Master Ace, I walked into a Jewish slaughterhouse. Threw myself on a hook, now that's a chorus. Got split from my neck to my dick, now that's what chorus.
And lyrically, it's pretty entertaining, I gotta be honest with you. CK1, I'm pretty sure this is a diss track to Castro the Savage, and I'm pretty sure no one fucking knows who Castro the Savage is. It's not the guy that I was just talking about. But Castro the Savage is another white rapper. I guess he's from New York. I don't fucking know. Him and Cage did some songs together in the past. I believe CK1 is Cage admitting that he smashed his wife or girlfriend, so totally disrespectful.
Start getting jumpy, I'm happy to pump 3 clips in your face to sad to leave the country. Bitch smack enabled the quick snack. Scoop out the twat to get what's left of the bitch back. Eat later, rap to heat haters. Pimp like I feed on feet first the gators.
But honestly, one of the best songs on the album, straight up. I love the CK1 Tell His Mom Your Shit's Done. I love that shit, straight up. Unlike Tower 1 is another diss track where shots are thrown at Eminem and R.A. the Rugged Man. I don't know what the fuck R.A. did, but he was in the crossfire for this album. This also features Copyright from the Weatherman and Mr. Eon from the High and Mighty. So pretty good track. I love the beat on this song, and the lyrics are pretty fucking ridiculous. It's just a straight up diss track.
You wanna shoot a video, bring a pistol to Blockbuster. Wanna step the Weatherman, cause you all cocksuckers. Want a soldier story? What's gold and gory? Pulling jewelry off some dead bitch in a crematory.
Honestly. Under Satan's Authority is another minor fucking interlude, so we won't bother with that. A Crowd Killer is another song where Cage throws shots at Eminem.
No wait, I'm an antichrist. Couldn't find a third six on my scalp, so I used the knife. Scratched it in. I'm wasted, getting trashed again. And acting 10, laughing and slashing friends. Selling dust to kids is how I used to spend the day. Cause I was only trying to live like Tim McVeigh.
And as far as I know, Eminem may say shit past this point. I mean, if someone would easily prove me wrong, I'd like to see it. But pretty well clear that Eminem completely backed down and didn't say shit. Because, I mean, let's face it, if he was bold enough to steal lyrics from Cage, I know he heard this fucking album, too.
No planes flew into MTV. I'll never get a platinum plaque for MP3. Being blackballed by a white MC. Pause. I guess that faggot found the right MD. Keep your little faggot brother off of Sally, man. The corporate life, too fond of the blonde talkers. My career's low on gas and stabbing the rap at the sight. Suicidal failure like Shady's ex-wife. This time around crazy, I'm slicing shook rookies. Used to pistol whip till Shady made it look pussy. Grew up with no pop and a crazy hoe. That's why I need no play on commercial radio. Unravel the mind, around the room frozen inside. Sheep too tired to fight, close your eyes. Put 12 little faggots in the fucking dirt and claw. Out your little girl's jaw and ask her, who's bizarre?
But A Crowd Killer, one of the best songs Cage ever did. Killer. The Right Out is another fucking interlude. Doesn't really matter. I won't spoil it in case you haven't heard it. And Holding a Jar 2 is the second to last song on the album. And honestly, one of the ones that I'm kind of cockeyed when I look at it. Good track. But the beat on this one is fucking out there. The beat on here is weird. What Cage is talking about is weird. He starts it up saying he walks into NASA.
I walked in the NASA, my pocket full of envelopes, and this chick swinging from my dickers in the dope. Like hijacking with no planes, it's harmless. Way too sharp up to kick your fucking skull into your armpits. Can't find a dime, what's the worst that can happen? Cage got a nick for 8mm action.
What a way to start a rap song. I haven't quite exactly wrapped my brain around it yet. But still a fantastic track nonetheless. And ending the album off, you get Pussy, Money, and War, which I think is another callback. Probably some disses in there to Eminem, probably Castro, probably to everyone that he had beef with at the time. And I know Cage eventually went on to have a lot of fucking problems with some people in the Weatherman group, unfortunately. But what a way to end the album.
CK1, tell your mom this shit's done. Got a brand new album for a fucked up son. A daughter getting fucked like I give a shit trigger. Go eat that acid off them explicit warning stickers. Looking the CD, asking your mom to buy it.
What a fucking war cry. Movies for the Blind is one of the best 2000s hip-hop albums, especially out of New York at the time. 02, hip-hop was definitely becoming commercialized, especially because of Eminem. You know, he exploded onto the scene, of course. And a lot of the other groups at the time definitely tried the whole white rapper approach, kind of like what you got nowadays with Jack Harlow, stuff like that. Except, you know, you had Cage, you had Eminem, you had the High and Mighty, you had Copyright, you had Raw, you had a bunch of other white MCs who definitely deserve their credit. And Cage more so. Stans would have you believe that Cage isn't even a real fucking person. Well, Cage has released a lot of shit. There's a lot of radio songs that he did. Gotta say, man, Cage held it down. Cage is one of the best rappers ever. And he was so good that Eminem had to steal from him. So, if you're thinking about giving a disgustingly 2000s hip-hop album a chance, you could do way worse than to pick up Movies for the Blind by Cage. It just got a reissue as well. Well, that's it. On the next fucking review I do, probably review some metal. I say that at the end of every video, but we'll see. We made that haunted apple bite the curb.
Bite the curb and kick till it's herb.
Y'all know what's up.